Hi everyone, it's me again, VA Jessie, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. To those who are new here, my name is VA Jessie and I provide work from home tips, sales and phone skills improvement, and anything related to virtual assistants. So if you are new in my channel, make sure to subscribe to it because you are going to learn a lot about freelancing, virtual assistants, real estate appointment setting through my channel. So hit that notification bell and hit the subscribe button so you would always be updated whenever I release a new video. And if you are a client or a business owner or someone who's looking to hire a cold caller from the Philippines, make sure to subscribe to my channel as well because I own a company called Telecrew Outsourcing, and we are a virtual staffing agency with world-class cold callers from the Philippines. So those that are new in my channel, that if this is your first time watching me, let me introduce myself a little bit and tell you more about what I do. I've been a virtual assistant since 2015, and I have been in sales since I was 18, like way back. I have this channel to reach out to different people that are aspiring to become virtual assistants, to different people that have been trying to figure out what their niche is and who's been trying to become a VA but they don't know how to start. Basically, I've created this channel to help the beginners out there, and I didn't realize that it's going to get a lot of traffic and a lot of supporters. So I really appreciate it, and thank you so much for your support. I promised that I would create more valuable content for you guys. So for today, guys, what we're going to talk about is a really important topic. One of the things that I'm commonly seeing is, newbies or different people asking about, like, what is the benefit of going through an agency, and other people, kind of having bad experience about it, and so they are not encouraging other people to go through an agency. I do think that I have what it takes to share my thoughts about this matter, mainly because I own an agency as well. Like, I own an agency with my husband. As I mentioned earlier, our company is Telecrew Outsourcing. We're from the Philippines. I am creating this video because I know firsthand the experience, the advantage and disadvantages of working through an agency. And I want to share it to everybody, like my observation. If you are someone that is thinking about freelancing and you're not sure whether or not to go through an agency, this is a perfect video for you. If you are someone who is with an agency and kind of thinking about if you were gonna leave or if you are gonna try it on your own, this is a perfect video for you. Really perfect for a beginner, actually, because I'm just gonna share like honest thoughts about it. It's just up to you if we share the same thoughts. So without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss the pros and cons of working through an agency as a freelancer. I'm going to do it like I'm going to discuss the pros and then I'm going to discuss the cons, all right? First, of course, if you are working through an agency, you would have someone or a group of people that's going to help you find a job. Like, literally, in our company, we actually work day in, day out to find clients for our virtual assistants. If you are through an agency, you wouldn't have to be stressed about it. You wouldn't have to be stressed as to where you are going to get your client. If you have a company or if you have an agency, they would be able to take care of all of that. Right? You wouldn't have to worry about it. You wouldn't have to rush into, different interview schedules or whatever, because they're going to schedule that for you. Like in our company, I do have a team that manages the scheduling of interviews. So basically, our virtual assistants don't have to do anything but to wait for a schedule for an interview with the client. Now, Let's go to the disadvantages. One of the biggest disadvantages if you are working through an agency is, of course, the commission of the agency or the cut, right? So basically, one of the things that majority of the people don't like about going through an agency is that they know that the agency is going to get a chunk of whatever they're earning instead of it going to their pocket, right? So that's one of the biggest disadvantages. Is that you know for a fact that you're not getting your pay 100%. Because of course, since you're going through a company, there would be some payments for them managing you. Now let's go to the pros, all right? One of the advantages of having an agency is it's perfect for beginners. Someone wouldn't be setting up an agency if they don't know what they're doing. So obviously, if you are through an agency, you will be managed by people that are familiar with what they're doing. They're familiar with the ins and outs of freelancing or of virtual assistants, right? If you were a beginner, it would actually be a good stepping stone to go through an agency because they're going to guide you. It's going to be beneficial for you because it's hard to learn alone, right? We know that we have different videos, different tutorials, you know, on the internet, on YouTube, everywhere. But it's totally different if you have someone that you can lean on, you can ask questions to, and just be able to be guided, right? So if you are a beginner and you don't really have an idea about freelancing, you don't know where to start, if you ask me, it's a lot better to go through an agency, right? First off, they'd be assisting you with finding clients, they would be giving you some inputs, and by the time that you're ready, then you can always, spread your wings and fly and be able to be independent, basically. Let's go to the disadvantages. You would be serving like two masters. Why? Because of course you would have to report to your agency manager if there's anything important, if you're going to be late, if you can't make it to work, everything, right? Sometimes you would also have to report by the end of the day and let them know what happened with your shift. In different agencies, you would have to report both to your client, right, and to your managers, to your agency managers. So it's like serving two masters. It's a bit difficult, especially if you're the type of person who doesn't want that. Like, you're the type of person who really can't have too many people that you're reporting to, but it is what it is, right? If you are going through an agency, technically your agency manager is your boss and your client is also your boss, so you just have to make sure that you adjust, okay? One of the advantages too of having an agency manager or an agency or a team as a freelancer is that you wouldn't have to worry about negotiating your rate. They will be the one to do that for you, right? So like for example, in our company, I'm the one who's negotiating the rate for everybody. So for example, there's a client who wants to talk about the rate, who's not happy with the, with paying X amount of money. I'll go on a meeting with that client and just basically win the deal on behalf of the virtual assistant. I am going to sell the idea of why it's going to be a benefit for the client to hire our virtual assistant, okay? So it would be really good, right, in a way that you wouldn't have to be stressed. All right, as a freelancer, you wouldn't have to be stressed dealing with these kinds of clients. They're gonna filter it out for you. Let's go to the cons or the disadvantages. The big difference of working from home compared to when you were in a call center, there would be a lot of adjustments that you have to do. There are too many people that you have to deal with, right? So you have your TL, you have your RTAs, you have your managers, too many people to consider. Unlike if you were working from home, you are your own boss. It would be different if you were through an agency because it would be as if you're back in a call center setup. Because in an agency, I believe, in our company, it's not like that because we're just a very small, we're not super big. We're not a super big agency. With other agencies, though, I think they do have team leaders that are managing certain teams, and that team leader would have a program manager and stuff like that. So if you were going to go through an agency, it would be kind of similar to a call center setup. But of course, you have to accept the fact that it is part, okay, of the reality. Now, another benefit of working through an agency is that you would be able to have someone, like I said earlier, they know the ins and outs of freelancing. It would be very unlikely for you to be scammed, okay? They know it all. Like I said, a person would not be setting up an agency if they're not familiar with what they're doing. So the mere fact that this person set up an agency, it's because they have a lot of experience and expertise in handling people and handling clients. So it is very unlikely for you to be scammed, because when they're talking to a client, like for example, in our company, when I'm dealing with a client, I would already know if this person or if this client is a scam, if this project is going to be a good project for the freelancer. It's very unlikely for a client to run, or for a client to scam you if you are gonna go through an agency. Next on my list is the fact that if you are working through an agency, is that it would be another layer, okay? Another layer for everything. So another layer that's going to process your payment, another layer for information, like if there's something that you have to know. Sometimes there are certain companies that wouldn't allow the agent and the client to talk directly, so there is an extra layer for communication, extra layer for payment, because your client would need to pay the company or the agency, and your agency will pay you. Not a lot of people are happy to have that additional layer, right? But it is what it is. Agencies are doing this to protect the freelancer, and they're there to basically manage your contract. Last advantage or benefit of working through an agency is the fact that you would get a job after a job, right? So for example, your project had finished, you wouldn't have to cram, or you wouldn't have to be worried, you wouldn't have to be stressed. Oh my god, my contract had ended, I don't have any job anymore, what am I gonna do? No, you wouldn't have to worry, because they will be the one to take care of that for you automatically. If you are a good freelancer or a good agent of that agency, they will try and find you a client right away after a project had ended, right? So that's the benefit of working through an agency. You just have to sit back and relax, and they'll take care of finding another project for you if your contract had ended. On the other hand, the last disadvantage that I can share with you guys is the fact that if you were working through an agency, there would be some, payment structure adjustments, okay? You would have to adjust with whatever payment structure they have. Agencies usually have systems and processes in place already, and you would have to abide by that, right? Unlike if you are working directly with a client, if you guys have agreed to get paid every day or every week, it would depend between the both of you. But if you have an agency, even if your client wants to pay you every day, but the agency's process is different, you really can't do anything about it. I guess that's about it. That's all of the things that I can think of. But lastly, I just want to throw this in, that having an agency, this is just a bonus, gives you a support system too, right? Working from home is a bit difficult, especially during the pandemic. Working from home, it's good financially. It is something that's good for us, because then we stay with our family. While working, we can see our kids, we can spend time with our loved ones. But the reality of it also is that we don't get to have a lot of social life anymore. Especially right now, we have that fear of going out because of the virus and the pandemic, and sometimes working from home is lonely. If you have an agency, you can have that feeling, right? Without having to go out, without having to talk to people in person, you would have that kind of camaraderie and support system. That's one of the biggest benefits. It's becoming more enjoyable. Like in our company, we have a conference where everybody is at, like when everyone's not busy, or when we have a topic. Sometimes we laugh together, kind of throw in some jokes here and there. And then you find new friends, through agencies as well. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching until the end. So that concludes the pros and cons of working through an agency. And I do hope that I was able to share some information that would be beneficial to you, and I hope that you liked my video. And if you do, please make sure to hit the like button. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so whenever I do have a video, a new video, you would be updated about that. If you are a client who wants to inquire about our services at Telecrew Outsourcing, you can go to our website at telecrewoutsourcing.com. My information will be there, or you can email me at info@telecrewoutsourcing.com. If you are an applicant, if you want to know if we are hiring, yes, we are. You can go to the website also. Again, it's telecrewoutsourcing.com. Just go to join our team and then click apply now. And I hope to see you around. That's it, guys. Thank you so much again for dropping by. And I do hope to see you again on my next video. Thank you so much and have a great day.